what you guys do, I know saves lives. And there's not a lot of things you can do on a daily basis where you can probably put your head on the pillow and go, you know what? That mattered.
All right, guys, Kyle Hartfield, Empower TMS, special guest today, Colton.
Hello, sir.
Colton comes to us. Actually, do me a favor.
Sure.
What interested you in TMS?
Anytime you're in the world of self improvement, working on yourself, if you've come from hard, even if you haven't come from hard times, you're just into the world of like, I want to do things that actually make me a better version of myself. Like I'm always striving to just be the best version of me. And the most compelling thing, because, and I remember you saying this when I came in here for the first time and you did my brain scan, you're like, Colton, like, why are you here? Your brain scan says you're perfect. Like you are.
I don't think it was your brain scan. I think it was your scores.
But you were like, you're a perfect human being.
Yeah.
You don't need any help. And I was like, Kyle, stop. No, but
I don't know why I expected this to go differently. Makes total sense.
In all fairness, I here's what it was. I genuinely felt like I had come through all this personal development work, therapy, all these other things. I didn't really feel there was a lot of missing. My meditation for the past 15 years, all those things have really contributed to being in a really Zen place, right?
Yeah.
But then I was sitting there the one day and I saw the lady get up and give the testimonial, and it always brings me to tears because of how closely related it is to my daughter. And she stood up in the front of the room and she said,
that one's always close to my heart. I know exactly which one you're talking about,
Yeah. And it moved me. She said, for the first time I can come home and I'm not worried that my daughter's going to be hanging in the closet.
Yeah.
And I was like, in 40 days from mom. And I was like, for the years that I struggled with that very same thought, like about my daughter, and just desperately afraid.
Yeah.
If somebody would have told me that there was something I could have done at that time, like for years of oh my goodness, all the work that just trying to not entertain, but just trying to on the daily lift her up and rebuild her from the things she was going back through, and just constant work and effort and stress and worry. And then this mom stands up and says that, and I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Like there's just something there. And then the rest was the history. I was like, I want to go give the chair a try, because I'll also be in the possibility that, I'm genuinely not a perfect person. There's probably work to still be done. So let me go get my brain scanned and see what shows up. And so that's what got me.
And just to be perfectly fair, you've done a ton of work prior to walking in these doors, and your history is a troubled past. Fair?
Huge.
Because we did 40 sessions on you a while ago. And I remember the journey. But do me a favor and refresh me and inform everybody. What was your biggest blessing that came out of TMS?
Well, what I noticed is, so you do all this personal work, and like you said, it was a very troubled past. I've talked about it on other podcasts and places, but very troubled past, but I've actually come to not even look at it as a troubled past.
Yeah.
I've come to look at it as the greatest blessing I ever got, because, from a God perspective, never being given more than you could, handle. Like, God must have thought really something of me to know I was strong enough to make it through to the other side of that. And then now look back on it and go, I wouldn't change a single second.
Right.
And so to me, when you take away all this trauma and stuff and you take it away and you're like, it's not actually trauma. It's just things that happen, and it's all the story you tell yourself about it. And to be talk about empower, sit in a place of empowerment.
Right.
Like it holds no sway over me other than what a blessing. Like I genuinely wouldn't go back and change a second of it.
Right.
Now that said, you get to that point and then you start a business like I did in this insanely hard business.
Here we go.
Right. And you're encountering things. And like I told the team, like I've done some cool things, but I haven't done anything at this scale. This ambitious, this hard. I chose it because it was hard, literally, because it was like, that's the hardest thing I could imagine doing. And I just love hard shit. Sorry, I do. And so what I was noticing is I knew that coming into it, there would be a lot of things I would encounter that I wasn't prepared for.
Okay.
So
a lot.
Yes. And that the keeping your mindset in the right place, going through all that stuff, it's easy to, quote, this mindset guy on the you watch on Instagram, but to stay in that place on the daily is really, really challenging.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you're being encountered with an immense amount of stress. And then, one of the things that happened is, my spouse came on and started working in the business. She's the most brilliant person I know. And so I knew I wanted her in there. And what I was noticing is that this Zen way of being that I had, all of a sudden there was this layer of irritability.
Okay.
And it's really hard. And anybody who's worked with their spouse knows it's a really big challenge.
That's
no matter
tough
how
one.
Yeah.
Because you two are technically out of home most of the time too, correct?
We're around each other 24/7. Yeah. And running a business is stressful.
Yes.
And now not only
and to be fair, you're building a multi-million-dollar corporation, if not a potentially billion-dollar company.
It will be a multi-billion-dollar.
Right? So you're not just starting.
We're going to the scale of Uber and Airbnb.
Exactly.
And there's no question. Right?
Exactly.
And so when then you take a relationship that's, been amazing and then throw it in the fire of like having to work together and figure out boss-employee relationships and like
those dynamics,
it's no longer really a 50-50 relationship. In this one, it's like, because I want it that way, because it's my business. Yeah. And anyway, I just noticed that there was a lot of irritability, loss of patience, even with all my meditation and all that stuff. And not just with my spouse and chief operating officer, but just in general. But and I was really breaking down from the fact of the last thing I want to do is on a daily basis treat the person that I absolutely adore and love in a way that doesn't feel good to them and doesn't feel good to me, because I haven't figured out how to handle all of this yet.
I love it. I love it. Okay.
And so I was like, let me go check out, get the brain scans. And, we had actually done the brain scan like a year before.
Yeah, we had.
But I hadn't felt a real impetus because, again, Kyle, you said I was perfect. So,
yeah.
But I hadn't, it was always in the back of my head. I wanted to try it, but then I saw the need and I was like, okay, I really feel like I need something here. And meditation isn't doing it.
I love this. I love this so much because so many times depression, anxiety, PTSD, poor sleep, we're coming in here for those specific mental health ailments. Not you. You came in here for a completely different avenue, right?
Yeah, 100%. I didn't have any of that. No depression, no anxiety. I'd worked through all that. Like, that's long in my past.
And like I said, when we first went through the scores, I'm like, okay, 2, 3, like, what am I supposed to do with this, right? How am I supposed to benefit
You're like,
person?
You're really sensitive to light.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm like, well, that's not a real problem in my world, so I guess I don't need to sit in the chair.
Right. So, okay, we brought you in. Tell me.
Well, and it's remarkable, and it's still remarkable to this day, hence why getting back to like the kind of maintenance sessions is it wasn't that I noticed it, which is the craziest part.
Okay.
It was that she noticed it.
I'm going to tell you, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but those are my favorite. When the spouse is telling you the benefits that they are seeing, nothing better.
Nothing better.
What did she see first?
She was just blown away. She said, one, she's an aware, amazing human. And so it meant beyond the world to her that I wasn't just happy being in that place where we were suddenly at all this friction. That I was like, okay, I don't care if this means, every single day. Yeah. I'm going to go down and drive and take this time out and just commit to that thing for 40 days straight. And, running a busy ass business at the same time. Yeah. But the appreciation she had just for the effort, but then the specific noticing of, wow, I can really tell a difference. Thank you. Like this, you could see the whole demeanor, the walls start coming down, the friction starting to lessen. And she was just genuinely blown away and thankful.
You said something there, and when you did it, I remembered. I've seen your calendar, and as a business owner, multiple businesses, I know what a busy schedule is like, right? My calendar has never looked anything close to what yours looks on a daily basis. One thing that people always tell me is they don't have time to come here to do this. They can't commit to this schedule, right? With you sitting here, how hard was it with the schedule that you keep? How hard was it to do 40 sessions?
Well, what I would say is, and I think about this on a lot of different fronts where this applies, but specifically to this, to say I don't have time to do this, I would say you don't have time not to do this. Like, and I don't mean to sound cliche and, but you genuinely, it's like anything else, if it's truly important to you, you will make and find the time. You and I both talk about this because we're both the same way. I wake up every day and the first thing I do is not go to my desk. The first thing I do is I pay myself. I go work out. I get a quick workout in the garage, TRX bands, like every single day. I meditate, and I won't say every single day, obviously.
Yeah.
There are days when it's just too busy and I have something come up, but 5 days a week, and I give myself the weekend off. I go out, I meditate, I do my workout, I drink my protein shake, I play with the dogs, I like do all of that, get sun, get some movement in my body. And then I go to work because I'm way more effective and I have to take care of myself.
It's just a better day.
Yeah.
If you do those things.
And if you think about it, most people walk around with the stress of, oh, I need to work out, I need to do this, and I need to lose weight. And what that costs you versus, well, if you're just addressing it on the daily basis, like you know that first thing I did my workout.
It's a routine.
It's a routine.
And you got it out of the way first thing in the morning.
And you're checked off. Like then I hit my desk and I can work till 10 o'clock at night. And I'm not sitting in the back of my head going, well, damn it, I didn't get to that thing.
Yeah.
So TMS was that. It was it was literally that. It was like, okay, well, if I have to rearrange my entire day every day for 40 days, and you guys know because I called Amber and Kimmy every day. I'm 5 minutes late. I'm 4 minutes late because I'm running from something else. And it was like, but I will be there and I will go sit in the chair. And again, it was important. And I personally believe if it's genuinely something you want to change, that there is nothing in the world that will stop you from changing it. So
and that's coming from you, right? We already said that you weren't coming here for standard depression. We'll just use depression. If you're depressed and you're walking through life, that's weight that you're dragging around every single day. Yeah. And you're saying you just wanted to be kind.
Yeah.
You just wanted to be present.
Yep.
And it was that important that you got it done.
I don't think most people, and I didn't in the past until I got free of it. And, earlier we were talking about the Landmark Forum and some of these transformational things. In the Landmark Forum, they talk about, being in your dirty fishbowl and then getting into clean water. But while you're in the dirty fishbowl, you don't even realize it's dirty because that's the water you swim in.
Standard life.
That's the standard life. And I don't think most people know when they're in that place of depression or anxiety or all the things they're going, it just becomes their way of being.
It's the norm.
It's the norm. And you don't realize how bad you feel until the perfect example. Oh my God. From like the age of like 18 to the age of probably, no, I would say it started sooner. It was like, 17, 18 to like 23. I smoked like a chimney.
Okay.
Cigarettes. Got on cigarettes. Me and my ex-wife. And I remember we'd sit in my living room in my shitty trailer mobile home in Canateo, Texas, outside of El Paso. And my younger brother would come in, and my ex and I, like, there would be this layer of haze in the living room.
Yeah.
And he would walk through it, and he was a non-smoker, obviously. And he would get so livid and pissed. And I'm like, what? Like, and we'd just give him shit, and we were kind of dicks about it. And then when I finally quit smoking, and I could smell what I smelled like, and then when I would walk in a room and there was cigarette, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, you just like, you don't know.
Yep.
And so you don't know what's possible of like how much better you can feel.
Yes.
And this is the same thing, right? You don't know how much you walk around and I'm stealing. I like
get it.
No, I was gonna say you don't know how walking around on the daily basis, how stressed and how it's the principle behind why our company does what it does, because we work on this for people, but you don't realize how much mental load you're carrying around on a daily basis. That, by the way, you don't have to. That there's relief, and I mean, this isn't a pill. This isn't a pharmaceutical. This is something that you sit down, you've got the best screensavers in the world in each of the rooms. I was like as much in coming for the like, oh, I'm in Belize this week.
Yes.
Like for 30 minutes and hearing the little zapping sounds. I'm like, oh, this is so peaceful. I like look forward to it. And then I also am a better person on the back end of it. So
Any side effects?
let's see. For me, just raging ego because I even feel like I'm a better person than I was before. No, obviously not.
Total sense.
I mean, I don't even think you had warned me, you may feel some, have some headaches or anything like that. I mean, no, I can't remember a single side effect where I was like,
yeah,
nothing.
Right.
It's so impactful for such a short
no
period
pain.
of time. Nope.
Right. 30 minutes of relaxation, spending time in some other country.
Yeah.
I
mean, I saw every island from aerial views in the Bahamas. It was great. Climbed mountains in Switzerland.
It sounds to me that it was definitely worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
The sad thing is sad. I wish that, I think we've talked when we first talked about this, where I have loved ones who lived out of state that I would love. I'm just like, there are very few things in life that I'm like, I talk about the Landmark Forum. I talk about the Circling Institute, which is insanely powerful. Therapy, just general talk therapy. There, those kinds of things that I'm like, every single human on the planet should do these things. They should go through the Landmark Forum. They should go to the Circling Institute, on Thursday nights and do some drop-ins and find out what that's about. They should go see a therapist, even if you don't think you should, just talk through some stuff, a good Jungian therapist. And you should sit in this fucking chair.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're right.
You can bleep that, right?
He got it.
Okay.
We're not bleeping that.
I knew he was going to say that.
You can sit in that chair, and everybody should do it. And on the back end, you will be a better person and in a better spot for it, like without question.
Do you have any advice for somebody starting TMS? Getting ready to get in the chair and start this process. What would you say?
No, because here's the thing. It's so easy. Like, this is the lowest barrier to entry on anything in the sense of what you have to do. Like, you come in and, you scan your brain, you put on the thing and you feel the little zaps and all that, and you go home. Like, it's the most, it's like, I don't know how you would prepare for that because it doesn't take any preparation. It's so easy.
Yes.
What you might stretch outside the door. Your butt might fall asleep in the chair. Like, I don't know. Like, there's zero preparation. It's the easiest thing in the world.
I like that. Stretch outside the door. I'll have to put some yoga mats out.
Put some yoga mats. Maybe
let them get their stretch on.
I mean, you have to be prepared for coming in and hearing you, joke around and give people grief. I mean, that's probably the hardest part about it. You're the hardest part.
I understand.
Putting up with Kyle
because
Hartfield.
It's you. I will completely accept that.
No, my favorite
and there is truth to that too, right?
No, well, my favorite part actually, besides the actual therapy, was I get to go next door and we had some amazing, still do amazing conversations. So I ended up having the rest of my schedule on my day thrown off because I would just go next door and we would just talk for another 30 minutes on God, Jesus, the world, and all the amazing things. And
amazing conversations.
So that's also my favorite.
So part. All in all, easy to complete the 40 sessions, beneficial. You accomplished what you came here to accomplish, correct?
100%.
Did it help you not just with the spouse, but did it help you in business?
Yeah, and actually it's funny because I'm noticing this now. You've moved over to the new studio, so I haven't been able to, or to the new place. I haven't been able to get in for restart my maintenance sessions.
Okay.
And we have a real annoyance within our team that we're noticing. Well, one, we haven't talked about the business, but our business is predicated upon Michelin star hospitality in everything we do. Like everything we do is about impeccability. Like the way we treat our customers, like we take it as a personal mission that we are changing the world by just reducing people's mental load by just a little bit every day. Like that we are taking this thing that is terrible and hard, and the second people's check engine light comes on, their stress level goes up a measurable amount. And if we can come out and do what we do and not just do the service, but do it in a way that people are joyful, they look forward to it, their kids come out and watch, they're excited for us to show up at their doorstep, that took that and take this thing that used to be a horrible experience and make it a great experience. That, we have lessened their mental load by that. And maybe that day they don't come home and kick the dog.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't come home and yell at their spouse. They've got a little bit more mental bandwidth because that thing in the back of their head of, I know I got to go get my oil change, is right there. And so because we take that so seriously, and then we take, that's just our base level of operating.
Yeah.
The next level is, I challenge anyone who uses our service, like, leave your trash cans down next to the curb, leave your Amazon packages where they can be seen, leave trash in your yard and see what happens. Like your neighbor have their car, need a push down the street to get it jump started, like anything. And you will see the level of hospitality. There's almost nothing that our technicians and our team won't do. And so the reason why I say that is, when you set a level of standard for your business and way of being in the world at absolute impeccability, we will always go above and beyond whether anybody's watching or not. And that's what the most important part is. It's not for recognition. It's because of who we choose to be in the world.
Yeah.
So our technicians, we talk about this a lot. It's not about recognition that somebody says, great job. It's not about the pay. Like, all those things can come and go. You wake up and you do what you do for the world and the customers and yourself in our hub, how we outfit things. If there's something that needs to be done, you're not doing it because you think I'm going to get a raise. You're going to do it because that's who you choose to be in the world.
Yeah.
And this all comes full circle, because when you set a bar that high, you instantly see how rare that is, because everywhere you go, you see people doing these days the bare effing minimum. And they don't give a crap. They're not bought in. They could care less. They're phoning it in. And when you receive that level of service, I've just gotten to where I call people to task because it's unacceptable to me.
Yeah.
And so going back to thank God for the Landmark Forum, because you get past trying to look good or not trying to look bad. Like, I know a lot of vendors and stuff that we've used that probably think I'm the world's biggest dick, because I'm like, I'm not accepting that.
Yeah.
I'll give you a small example. I won't tell you where we're at, but our building where we have our hub just got taken over by new owners.
Okay.
And so we get if you lease a place like that, you have CAM charges where you split expenses with everybody else and all that. Well, the new schedule of our payments to our CAM went up by 3% a month. All these extra charges. Yeah. And they just pass it out like they're like, hey, this is the new thing.
This is what it is.
And I went through our real estate contract, and thank God for Claude. And I went through and I found that, like, you actually can't do this. And so I sent it back a couple of times and finally showed, like, it is in the contract. This is our percentage. It is against the law. You can't do this. And then I called them because their emails are very aggressive. And I called them and I said, hey, I'm just going to give you an offering. Like, everything was working great here before you guys came along. All the tenants were great. Everybody's getting along. We worked with our property management group. You guys have come in and just run roughshod. And I'm telling you, if you want this to get contentious, it can get contentious, because all this stuff that you've already tried to pull shows bad faith. Right. But I'm just going to give you an offering that you could maybe phrase things and do some things like this, and it might, like, lower the tone a bit. And at first the lady was shocked that I would even call. And then yesterday they finally conceded.
Or even take that approach. Right.
That I would call them out on it. And I don't know. And I feel a need to point these things out. And so what I've noticed lately is the level of frustration and anger I get with people who provide terrible service when we put so much effort into, and knowing that it's possible to provide impeccable service if you just give a damn and put attention on it, that my level of frustration with those people and those organizations has gone up. So I'm like, oh man, I need to get back in the chair, because what's happening is it's not coming out as kind of maybe as offering. It's coming out as like, like, I'm like, oh, I like definitely like, I need to get into some maintenance sessions.
Well, I'm going to take all of that as a testimony to the amazing Amber and the amazing Kimmy out here that are the ones actually treating brains and scanning brains and taking care of everybody on a daily basis.
Yeah. And they deserve it.
I think you went the long road to just tell me how amazing my staff is.
They are.
Is that what just happened?
That's what it was.
I get it.
Yeah.
They were connected like that,
yeah.
you know?
It was all about your staff. But no, it's true. you guys have, on top of what you do, you guys have a level of hospitality, a level of care for what you do. Obviously, if it weren't for you and your passion, we know this, if you're going to start a business, especially something that's not obvious like what you do, it's not the standard of care.
Yeah.
It's something that's completely new, and people could say woo woo and all these other things because there's a million modalities that a million different Instagram videos try and sell you on. That to go out and with as many doors that get slammed in your face and people are like, I don't want to hear about it and I don't want to be sold to, that you have to push through to do what you're doing, that you've gotten to where you are, where you're actually making a difference. Like, you have to have a level of care, intentionality, hospitality that makes you guys where you're at. So, which means you hire the right people, you have great people in here, the service is impeccable. I think
we're followed by the best technology too.
Yeah.
And when you have that, it's easy. And like you said, you just keep that compassion for people,
I mean,
this stuff saved my life. So yeah. I get it's not for everybody, and even though it is, if you can't get out of your own way, I get it.
And that's the thing, is I think it is for everybody, but everybody will get there in time. And the other thing I just want to back up to the staff, because maybe the most motivating factor for, doing 40 days consistently, is, besides the fact that I wanted self-improvement, and I may get choked up on this part, so you have to forgive me.
No.
But the biggest motivating factor is that Kimmy scared the shit out of me. If I wasn't going to be on time for my appointment, like, I was afraid to call in and say, hey, Kimmy, like, I'm going to be late. I could feel the judgment over the phone. And I was like, I will be on time. I'm not going to miss tomorrow.
No lie. Okay. No lie. When you said, you touched on this a little while ago, and I was sitting here like, I wonder if he's going to say how afraid of Kimmy he was.
I'm like, I'm making my appointments.
I love Kimmy, right? She's firm, but that girl runs a tight ship.
She does.
Well, we need to be here. We need to be accountable, and we have to hit our appointment times.
Yep.
And I tell her all the time, like, hey, we're cool. She's like, Kyle, this is my ship. I say, hey, girl, you're right. Yep. Let me get out of the way.
So I would say, once you commit, just know that there is a whip that will be cracked.
There is a level of accountability. And Kimmy is the staff sergeant.
She doesn't mess around
on that one. Drill sergeant is what I was trying to say. She's the one, man. I love. We all have our roles, and we take what we do very seriously here.
Well, no,
there's lives on the line.
Well, and that's the whole big, I joke and I make fun, but at the end of the day, what you guys do, I know, saves lives. And there's not a lot of things you can do on a daily basis where you can probably put your head on the pillow and go, you know what, that mattered.
I had a great day.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for sitting here with me.
Always.
Talking TMS. Everyone out there, man, let's just make it a great day. You need help? Empower TMS, give us a call.